Let's begin the final section of this course, Part 4. Let's take a look at where we left off. So here we have our view of the two run charts we put together in the layout view. Let's take a look at just one of the individual run charts, and we can see it a little bit larger. So if we go to the big blue eye, and we move just left of the big blue eye, we have the Show Graphs folder. If we click on that, let's just take the run chart of sales. Double click on that. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And one of the things that we may take a look at when you're looking at this run chart is what are the components of the run chart. Well, the center line that we see going through all the data is the median. That's the midpoint of all the data. All right, and now there's some information down here about number of runs, expected number of runs, and we probably would have seen more things going up and above and below the median than we're seeing here, because we're seeing one run here, a second run here, and a third run there. And they're saying the expected number of runs should have been 7, so we should have been back and forth across the median about 7 times. So what we can do is we can take a look at, well, what does all this mean? Well, here, next to the question mark for help, which gives you help specifically about Minitab and its operation, now let's take a look at the stat guide. So let's click on the stat guide to get a little bit more detail on how you interpret a run chart. And we're going to get this back into a size that's going to fit in our window here so you can see it. All right, so we have topics, we have run chart. And we can see the run chart, and it gives us an interpretation. And it gives us a description of it. There are topics that are, let's see, we can hide that. And we can make this a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, so some of the topics, a summary, run chart, test for number of runs above the median. All right, and this gives us an explanation of the test for runs above the median. And we can see here, number of runs about the median, there were 17. Expected number of runs, 23. What does that mean? Interpretation. In this example, the p-values for clustering and mixtures are greater than the alpha level of 0.05. So we have p-values for clustering and mixing, and if those are above, then we can say that there is no evidence that the data indicates mixtures or clusters. Okay, so that's a hypothesis test that's going on. And we haven't covered p-values, but the p-values that say that there is a difference are p-values of 0.05 or less. So these are greater than 0.05, so that means that there is no difference, which means there is no clustering and there is no mixtures. Okay, let's go ahead and close the stat guide. But you can see that if you open up any type of a file, it opens the book directly to what you are working on in Minitab. I think you'll find that to be quite useful as you move forward within Minitab. And that will conclude our Getting Started with Minitab. Congratulations, you've completed Minitab Basics, Getting Started with the Statistical Software Package.